We are here live at Studio 411, where you get all your 411 news. I'm so excited to be here. They have given us a sponsorship. I'm so glad to be here. You know, if you guys want to submit online or do any kind of recordings, we're going to put all the information on our Instagram feed, so I'm not like reading off and it doesn't sound like a program, okay? But it's 5 o'clock here on Tuesday. I cannot wait to have
Vanessa from Cecilia and Lola.
And we're going to be talking about how she started, the ins and outs of owning a business, what she's doing now since she graduated not too long ago, right? And, just hit the hay on talking about all sorts of business stuff, right?
Yes.
Okay, so let's get into it. How did you get started?
So I got started about 3 years ago. I started here in El Paso at the Downtown Artisan Farmers Market. I started because my mom just pushed me to share all of the things that I create, and so we started doing that. And after about a year of doing it, we kind of shied away from it, and I started focusing on online sales and just doing all the marketing through Instagram with the platform that I had built through the people that I met at the farmers market. And since then, it's just been super fun. I've met a lot of great people, including you.
Yeah.
So it's been a lot of fun.
And it's so great because we got to meet at the brunch.
At the brunch. Yeah.
The boss brunch. It was a great hit. I think everybody that day got a couple of tickets, which is not awesome.
Yeah.
But it was great to meet you because I feel like I kind of know you a little bit more on Instagram. I know your jewelry very well, but I feel as if I need to know a little bit more about you personally.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, you graduated. I mean, how do you feel? Congratulations.
Well, I actually graduate in December.
Okay.
Yeah,
last year.
December. No, I'm graduating in
Oh, you graduate. Okay, awesome.
2019. Yeah.
And so you're doing your program here.
Yes, so I go to UTEP. I'm majoring in English, and my minor is in marketing.
Awesome. And what do you do here for room 411?
For Studio 411, I help with their marketing. I'm interning for Jimmy, who is the partner here, and we're just getting it up and rolling. They just opened in January, so we're trying to build it and get some people in.
Have you suffered any hardships within starting your business and kind of just balancing everything?
I guess the only hardships would be how slow it was the first few years and not knowing where I stood in the community, what it was that I wanted to produce. I guess it took a while for me to develop my identity because, when I started I was 18, so I didn't even know who I was personally, let alone a brand. And so I've been able to grow with it. And so it was a little bit hard at first. There were a lot of times that I wanted to quit, but now I'm able to see everything, coming into fruition. So it's really, really awesome.
And how did you come up with your business name?
So my business name is the name of my two grandmothers. And when I started my business, I really wanted it to, I knew I wanted to use this platform to stand for more than just, jewelry. I wanted it to really create a community. And when I was in high school, I remember one of the biggest pieces of advice that I ever received was to always honor the people that came before me, my parents, my grandparents, all my ancestors, because they paved the way for me to be able to live the life that I live now, and migrating from Mexico and different parts of the world, and for me to be here and be able to do what I do. And so I wanted a way to really embrace that, and what better way than my grandma's.
Oh, I love that. I love the story behind that. What inspires you for your jewelry every day?
I'm always on Instagram, always on Pinterest, and so I get inspired just by people. A lot of big events. The Met Gala really inspires me. I like looking at really, really creative weddings. So stuff like that. I like to make pieces that are easy to wear on a daily basis but aren't super minimal. I want something that's going to stand out and be really unique and make somebody feel unique and special.
Oh, I like that. So tell me something about you that we don't know, that we can't see on Instagram.
On Instagram. Well, One of the things I don't really share too much is I really, really enjoy writing. This past year, I really got into writing poetry. So far, it's been more of a personal thing, but I'm hoping that in the future I can actually publish some of the stuff that I write.
That's really cool. That's very different. I mean, having an artistic mind, I think now is like super awesome versus, I don't know how you were growing up. I know growing up for me being artistic or just being a little bit different was so weird in school. You know, people were like, oh my God, why is she so different? Like, is she really going to do that? You know?
Yeah.
And now it's like we see it all over and I'm like, holy shit, that's my person, that's my person, that's my person, you know?
Yeah, I definitely agree. Yeah, it was always weird growing up because I knew I was more creative than my peers, or maybe they just didn't show it either. But I grew up in a really creative household. My mom is a painter. She draws really pretty, so she's always had that creative side, and she fed that to me. And so I always had that creative side. I was too afraid to show it. But now in the world that we're living in, it's like completely different. Like everybody's embracing everything.
Yeah, I feel like when I open, and I don't know if you can agree, I feel like when having friendships now is a little bit different than it was then because I feel, I don't know, we're able to speak clearly on who we want to hang out with or who we want to be, who we are as a person. And maybe I'm also 30, so maybe I just don't give a shit anymore. So, I mean, there's also that too.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I think now we're starting to value like genuine friendships rather than how things come off like visually, like who we're hanging out with just because they're popular or whatever. Now it's more about the connection.
Mm-hmm. And the community too. I think community is a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Is a big deal here. What? I mean, I'm looking at your pieces. There, I love the skulls. I mean, where are you grabbing these ideas?
So the skulls, actually, my mom. So she's like she loves skulls, and so I wanted something that was still like feminine and romantic, but that had like that edge to it. And so that's what I try to add in a lot of my pieces is like the bullet earrings. That's kind of like something that's kind of edgy, but it's still, the colors and everything is very neutral, so it's very wearable. So I like to embrace all of that stuff.
What are your goals for the next 2 years?
Um,
And I hate to sound monotone. I'm not trying to be monotone, but I really want to know like your goals because I met you maybe about, a month ago. And so for me, I just started following you and it was just like a constant like looking at your stuff and like when, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
When your next event was going to be. And
yeah, so my goals is definitely after I graduate, I really want to just jump into doing something bigger. I really want to open a shop. Not necessarily catered to jewelry, but having the jewelry there. But I also want to embrace, like, I love fashion. I've always loved fashion. And I love vintage, so I really want to have, like, a really, really different and unique vintage store where people can come and just find what they're looking for. And I really want to cater to both men and women and all kinds of sizes and shapes. And so.
That's really awesome. I think that we need that in El Paso. I feel like I have a ton of friends who own boutiques and stuff, but I think different sizes and really like quality of men clothes and women's clothes and something different always stands out, which is awesome because we can just partner up. We were talking about that a little earlier, so I'm gonna join you in. Okay, so growing in El Paso and having two businesses that actually can collab together is super awesome. Do you agree?
Yes, yeah, definitely agree.
How do you feel has collaborations helped you?
Collaborations helped me a ton. I've been able to find new clients. I've found inspiration because sometimes people ask me to do something for their shop and I see like that I need to kind of tweak my stuff to fit their aesthetic a little bit better. And so I've been able to do that. So it's been really, really awesome.
I want to ask a deeper question. How do you feel when someone asks you to change your aesthetic to your brand? You work on your brand on a regular basis every day, but when someone tells you to tweak it, how does that make you feel?
Yeah, it kind of brings me down a little bit because I feel like I'm finally in a place where I know who I am, I know what I want in my brand, and I know that what I'm doing is catering to all of that. And so when somebody asks me to tweak it, it's kind of just like they're attacking me personally. But I kind of don't take it too harshly. I always assume people come from a place of love.
So why change it? I'm just gonna ask because, and I'm asking because I know that this one time, I know its backstory is that I opened the salon and someone's like, I want you to do this photo shoot for me, and I was like, okay, I'll do it. They're like, okay, do all the hair and do all the makeup, and I'm like, well, I want to see pictures of what the photo shoot's gonna look like. Like, what is your brand? And so this person sends me like women in like lingerie, and I love lingerie, okay, but I mean, for me, there's a time and there's a place, and there's nothing wrong with it, but I'm like, okay, so like, yeah, but it's because it's my brand. And I was like, well, that's not my brand. And I mean, I can send you out to 100 different owners to salons in 100 different places, but I just don't want my hair and my makeup on lingerie. You know, it's just not who I am. And so they're like, oh, okay. And so they kept insisting and insisting. But I just feel like for me, I just felt like I just was good and set on no. So for you, my question to you is like, would you ever say no? Do you feel like will it come maybe when you open doors?
I think I'm at a place now where I'm more comfortable saying no. I think if you would have asked me this a year ago, I wouldn't have been able, I would have taken any job. But now, because I know who I am and what I want to put out into the world, the content, I really just, if I'm not comfortable, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, and that's awesome because I think as women, I feel the more women I have on my side, they'll just say, hey, you know, that's how Samantha, you know, that's who Samantha is, and you know, we'll say no and she's firm. So if I can have many women on this podcast where I can say you're strong enough to walk away from it, and you're going to have 100 million people behind your back, is going to be way better than for you to say all these. What is your mantra right now? What are you living by?
Right now, it's this whole year. It's been like whatever is yours will find you. I saw that I think on Pinterest or YouTuber maybe, but yeah, I'm a firm believer that whatever really, really is for you is gonna find a way to come to you, whether that's friendships, relationships, partnerships, and business collaborations, whatever it may be, it's gonna come to you.
Oh, I like that. What is your beauty routine right now? Since you're like at school, you're doing pop-ups, you're running around, and you're still coming here. So how has it changed?
My beauty routine, I think for the past like 6 months, it's been super, super minimal. It's just whatever I can do to get out the door. I think before I used to take my time doing my makeup, but now it's kind of like, as long as my skin looks good and I have mascara on, then I'm good to go.
Yeah, I feel like that's all of us business owners, we're just trying to get the heck out the door and into our life. Okay, so question guys, I'm asking every single business owner from now on, how many conversations do you have without speaking about business?
Conversations.
Just think about it. I mean, because all the business people are hearing, and I know a lot of the clients that are watching.
I don't think very many. I used to be able to separate business with my best friend, but now that I think she's seen like all of the success coming up, she's asked a lot of questions and she's really curious. So if people ask me, I'm going to talk about it. So I don't think I can have very many conversations without talking about business.
Yeah, it's so hard for me too. I'm trying to get better at it where I'm like, leave everything at the door at 7, and if somebody, literally, I have friends will take me out and they'll be like, no shop talk. I'm like, okay, I'll be well behaved today.
Yeah. It's so hard. It's so hard. Because it's what you're passionate about and it's what you really love and it makes up who you are. So it's really hard to not to talk about.
Okay, so is there any questions you want to ask me?
Any questions? What business advice would you give to like someone who wants to start a business?
Jump all in. Don't think about it. Just do it. Don't be scared. Just do it. I mean, I don't regret anything in my steps that I've done. And if there's something that I've done wrong, I just learned from it yesterday so I don't do the same mistake I did the next day.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think, again, like whatever is yours will find you, and you always learn. Like there's no such thing as mistakes because you're always going to learn from them, and that's going to help you grow and develop into what it is that you want.
Yeah, and I think positivity, like get your group of people and stuff. And even if you lose friends along the way, because I did, I'm not gonna lie, I've lost a couple of friends along the way. And although I miss our friendships, it's just you grow as a person and you see things differently and you become like newer. So
yeah, I agree. I totally agree.
Well, thank you so much for being on the podcast.
Of course, thank you for having me.
And you guys need to look her up. She's on Instagram under Cecilia and Lola. We will tag everything in. I want to say about this little bracelet really quick. You guys, I don't know if you guys can see it. It's this little crystal. I'm going to take it home with me. It's super cute. You guys have to go check out her stuff. And remember, guys, we're here at Studio 411. You guys can have the same opportunity here if you guys already have a podcast. You just have to do, let me see what you got to do. Just submit online. And again, I'm going to send everything on Instagram. We'll tag everything. We'll tell you where to go online. And thank you so much for having us here.